Hey everybody, I'm Andy Smith. I'm a 30-year comic book veteran, having worked for Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Image Comics, Cross Generation, Ominous Press. You name it, I've probably worked for them. And I do other things art-wise outside of comics in the field of advertising. I've also written some books on drawing comics you might have seen. Drawing American manga superheroes, Drawing Dynamic Comics was my first book. And I also did the handy little How to Draw Superhero sketchbook where all you need is a pencil because you do all the work right inside the book. Enough about that. This is the Book Look series. The Book Look series is where I grab a book off my library. You can see the tons of books I have behind me. And I go through it page by page with you so you can see if it's a book that you might want to buy. I like to know what I want to buy before I buy it, and I feel this is a way to give you some insight into these books. So join me for today's Book Look. Thanks.
Heidi-ho, everybody. It's Andy Smith, your host with the most. And now I can say it, 2024 means 33-year veteran of the comic book industry, here with another Book Look. This is a very new book. In fact, I just got it right before the holidays. Right before Christmas. It was a Kickstarter, The Art of Arthur Adams. This guy definitely falls into the realm of legendary artist. I remember him breaking on the scene with Longshot. That was my first exposure to him. And there's a lot of stuff reading through this book that I never knew. I never knew how long it took Longshot to get done. I didn't realize, classic by the way, you can almost say that art invented the coming at you figure like this. 1986, inked by the wonderful Terry Austin. Anyhow, I didn't realize how young he was when he broke into the industry and being totally self-taught. The other thing too is, so he was born in 1963, which makes him, 60 last year. So in 86, 23 years old. I mean, I think when he was doing Longshot, he was like 20 or something. Just insane, crazy. I love this at his desk, steep angle. My desk is angled, but not that much. That's kind of like Aaron Lopresti angle. Star Trek fan, apparently, with the Star Trek models hanging down. If people ask me, Andy, why don't you grow your hair out? What would it look like? Well, it would look like this right there. So see, now you know, not as gray, but like that. And then of course I have a goatee as well. Dude likes to work huge. That is cray cray. Inking with, these days he's inking with microns and stuff. I love this. Marvel tryout pages, 1982. 19 years old. I mean, holy crap. Yeah, my tryout pages at 19 didn't look like this. You can definitely, I wish they would have devoted full pages to these as well, like they did this one. You can definitely see the Michael Golden influence here, especially in this little beast shot. I wish that was bigger, but you can see it in the way he does the hair, some of the faces and such. I think it would be amazing to see these inked today by different artists. That's why I wish these were bigger, because then you could actually print them out and do that. 1982, 19 years old, being inked by a legend like Terry Austin. Just freaking cool. This one over here, personal work, inked by Mike Mignola in 1982. So something else I learned. I had no idea him and Mike Mignola went so far back in their careers knowing each other. What do we got? I love they dated all this stuff. A drawing he did for Ann Nesenti in 1983. 20-year-old Art Adams. Now, I don't know when his birthday exactly is. This is 1/1/83, so he was probably still 19 when he did this, because I'm pretty sure his birthday isn't January 1st. You can, like I said, you look at this stuff, you can definitely see his Michael Golden influences showing through, but then you can just see you can just see his own style. This is cool. I love jam covers like this. Art Adams, Mike Mignola. You know, Mike did Rocket Raccoon, and Art did Longshot, and there's more of the breakup it says in here, but that's what matters. 1984, Marvel Team Up cover pencils. I mean, those are some freaking nice tight pencils. Nice and tight pencils. Really cool just seeing how tight it is. You can see little halos to separate the black on black and stuff. I mean, when I was a kid and I saw this stuff coming out, I would have had no idea that this guy was so young that was doing it. I mean, he's only 6 years older than me. Yikes. Love it. Longshot character design right there. Of course, the cover to #1. Really shining through here. And this is his own inking. Is it perfect inking? No, by all means it's not. But he's got all the stuff going on. He's got nice little halo separation around the Longshot figure. Very nice line work and stuff. So, I mean, just nice central black on the Longshot figure. Gray tones make up most of the background for separation. I got to go out and pull out those Longshots and read through them again. Heroes for Hope. I remember when this came out, just being in love with this. Like everybody, I think, at this time period, I just fell in love with Art's style. And I, you know, 85, he was 22 years old, 63 to 85. Yes, 22. My math is correct. I'm looking at this as a 15-year-old kid and just going, well, this came out in December. Okay, so this came out in December. He drew it in May. So when this came out, if this did publish in December, I was 16 looking at this. If you would have told me this guy was only 6 years older than me at the time, I would have said, no way. No way. Because just everything he has going on just looks like a seasoned pro at the time. I ate all this stuff up. I bought all this. I still own it. I love the fact that he kept photocopies of his pencils from back then so we could see the pencils and inks. Just the detail, the amount of work. You can see that he was also influenced by Walt Simonson as well. Classic X-Men. Now, once again, this is something I only learned in the past decade. I didn't know there was a cover sketch supplied to him, and everybody said it was by, the cover sketch was by John Romita, who was the art director, but it was actually by one of his assistants, Tom Morgan, who I'm glad I can say I'm friends with on Facebook, Facebook buddies. Never really talked to him, but Tom's art is classic. It's very nice to look at. And I mean, yeah, if I didn't know any better, I'd think that was John Romita who did that sketch. And you can see, I love comparing the two and seeing the differences and such. Yeah, I'm glad they did this large like this. Now, when it printed, this is printed, they took out the From a Shell sketch by John Romita, thanks fella. So they took that out. But beautiful right here. I don't own classic. I used to have all the classic X-Men's. I don't anymore because they're reprints and I have most of the book. Not, well, reprints. I have reprints of the books in other forms, but just for that cover. I would love to know who owns this original art and what it goes for. Going back to influence real quick, if you look at the wings on the Angel, very Michael Golden. If you look at Marvel Fanfare #1, you can see the Michael Golden influence there. And then Gumby, it's hilarious. He had no interest in really drawing Gumby, but he was like, well, okay, why not? And then, you know, he becomes, after that, it's like, hey, you're the Gumby guy. So this I bought when it came out. DC work, he was 24. Must have signed it with a marker because it's fading. I like how Art always does the month and year. So I only do the year, but he likes to do the month and year. So he drew this in March of 1987, inked by Dick Giordano. I know Dick was using assistants back then. I don't know if this was, I'm assuming because this was a cover, Dick actually did ink it. Now, some of the insides, I don't know. Because I'm not sure Dick would be using marker like this, but maybe he was at that point. You can see it in the cape, how it's fading. I love how the black just runs together on the boots and stuff. I love the way he depicts Superman. Once again, one of my favorites is seeing rough sketches like this. I actually own a couple of Art's rough sketches, and I own an original piece that he did for Wizard magazine in a how to draw section. I'll have to see if I can find it to show you guys. Wonder Woman Annual, page 5, November 88. Just once again, I mean, Art style is so strong right out of the gate, and you can definitely see where guys like Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane definitely picked up some stuff from his style and then went their own way. These X Factor issues that he did, I'm pretty sure he did more than just the cover. Yeah, I think he did 3 issues. Definitely picked those up. He did the trade paperback cover for the Asgardian War, which was drawn by the great Paul Smith, featuring Alpha Flight. This, of course, is not the whole cover. And then Art Taber, my brother from another mother, Art Taber, got to ink Art Adams on these, was it 3 issues of Fantastic Four. I'm looking at my bookshelf, looking for the little collection I have of it. I know I do. That's Perez. That could be it, because I only have a few Fantastic Four collections. Oh, that's Simonson. That's not it. Oh. Is this the one? This is it. Look at that right there. Able to pull it off my bookshelf. Right there. And look at that. There's the page. And, oh, look at this. In the back of this book. Sorry. You can see some of his layouts. Love those. Love seeing stuff like that. So that was fun. Art Taber got to ink them. Once again, one of my favorites. I know most people would disagree. I'd love to see this as a full page in this book. Just see his initial breakdowns and stuff. Great cartooniness. Man, just love this stuff. Here he is, you know, how to draw comics the Art Adams way, because in 1991, a lot of people were hacking him. J. Scott Campbell. And all these guys would admit it. None of them would be like, hey, what would you say that for? You can see it in their work. I mean, currently it's Nick Bradshaw is a huge Art Adams fan. I mean, Nick is so close to Art. I've seen some of Nick's stuff where I'm just like, wait a second, is that Art Adams? Conan the Barbarian 248 cover. I never knew he did that. And he did the cover to 249. I'll have to see who drew the insides of these, because if I like the art on the inside, I might buy these just to have the covers. But like, if you look at this figure work here and the construction of it and stuff like that, very J. Scott Campbell looking when Jay first started. Double Dragon cover. Who knew? My buddy Jim Sanders inked that Double Dragon stuff over Ron Lim. I actually helped Jim, inked a couple pages in it. It was fun. I love this. Art drew it on the paper upside down. I guess he just started drawing and realized too late. Oops, it's upside down. But that's cool. And that is the cover to the trade paperback. I know Art Taber wishes he still had some original art from that, because you would be sitting on a gold mine. Another beautiful thing, he became known for Godzilla. Love the water here. I mean, Art Adams is just known for texture in his work. Personal work, love that. Very manga. Love the gray tone back there. And it looks like, I don't know if he used white Zipatone on that background to break up the lines, or if it's whiteout or what, but man, great way to do depth. Beautiful Vampirella, I've seen that. The funny thing about this book is I either own most of this stuff or I've seen it all. So it's not new, but it's new being able to see it in black and white, which is so cool. I gotta tell you, I love Godzilla, but not in maybe a commission. I would do a commission of Godzilla, but not something on a page-by-page basis. Same with Predator. This I loved when I first saw it because it's there was a short time that Michael Golden was the art director at Marvel. He did a rough layout for this one. This was laid out by Michael. I didn't know that when I first saw this, but I remember seeing it going, holy crap, talk about a Michael Golden layout. So it's kind of good to know that, oh, Michael laid it out. And now that I know that, certain things like the way this arm goes, it's Art Adams, but it's also very Golden-esque. Art stuff, it's so three-dimensional. He really pays close attention to the construction of figures and the form. I would love to have seen the layout Michael gave him for that. Did a bunch of covers for Showcase. I remember this one. Stuff like this Deathstroke. Oh my God, why am I blanking on the name of Blue Devil? I'm not, see, it was a fake out. I knew it was Blue Devil. Very Golden-esque, same with that guy. And Terry Austin once again. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Holy crap, I love the movie. When this one-shot came out, I was just like, holy crap, this is awesome. The sense of lighting here underneath the dark, murky water. And then I believe Terry inked the inside of it as well. Just this cover. And then here's the pencils to it. You can compare like the textures and stuff. I mean, talk about a tight penciler. Madman. I wish Art would do monthly stuff. Even Star Wars, I mean, putting his style on it, are the likenesses really there? No, but you're not hiring Art for likenesses. And that just beautiful, the amount of work and all the X-Wing fighters, TIE fighters and such. And then, of course, he finally did delve into his own thing with Monkey Man and O'Brien. I've got the trade paperback. I wish he would do Monkey Man and O'Brien again. I think it's more on that later. A Newman cover for Rob Liefeld. Once again, this is comics, man. This has the power of Jack Kirby, the fun of Jack Kirby. It is pure great comic books. And now he's in his early 30s. There you go, Monkey Man and O'Brien. I love this cross-hatching texture he was doing. I am curious, back in the early day, because it doesn't really say what he was inking with back then. This is before microns. So was he using a marker? Was he using a dip pen? I don't think he was using a brush. This fantastic beast of a cover. I own this book, Wildstorm Universe 97 cover. I've got a piece of art in one of these Wildstorm Universe type books. I don't know if it's this one or the one that Michael Golden did the cover for. I really don't remember. I love this. I don't know who this character is, but it's kind of like when Adam Hughes did a Witchblade and he did the stuff covering her boobs, like hands grabbing them. That's just pretty funny. Gen 13 3D special. I never knew this came out in 3D. We actually took a trip over the couple days after Christmas and found a record, game, and comic store and went into it. And I actually found a 3D version of this book. And I knew it. I got home and I looked. I have the standard version, which is good because looking through a 3D book without 3D glasses is just a pain in the ass. Don't worry, guys. The book did come with the 3D glasses, so I could. But now I've got both versions of it. This was inked by the wonderful and great Alex Garner. I don't know if Scott Williams has ever inked Art Adams before, but this is probably this and Sandra Hope and Tim Townsend inking Art Adams is the closest you'll get to what Scott would look like over him, if Scott never has, which I'm not sure. Clerks, Humberto Ramos's characters. This is one he inked himself, thank God, because all that cross-hatching back there. He just must turn his mind off, listen to some smooth music, and just veg out when he does that cross-hatching. Just saying. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, remember that cover? Now, I don't own stuff like this. I don't care enough about these characters. Dark Child. Number 1, number 2. Once again, great creature designs here. I'm assuming he designed these creatures and created them. Wonderful textures and stuff. Wildcats, very nice. But this Lady Death cover is just one of my favorites. Lady Death, the Rapture variant cover. Just the hair, the depth he gives in the hair, the inking of the hair. Once again, the beautiful texture on the monster, but your focus is right here because everything else is like a gray pushed back. Obviously, color would bring everything out, but just in black and white, just super gorgeous. I guess I can understand why would he draw a monthly book when he can just do these wonderful covers and make a mint and then sell the originals for a mint. Love this one too when it came out. Just a nice subtle twist in the figure. Of course, Telos, great Todd DeZago and Mike Rowingo book. Oh, guys, I tell you, I'm surprised it's not printed in here. I think I have scans of them. I'll have to ask Dan if he does. Art was going to do a Batman story, and I think there's 5 to 7 pages of pencils that I've seen, and I think I might have on my hard drive somewhere. Guys, let me tell you, they're just beautiful. They are fantastic. Why it was never finished, oh, heartbreaking. And I have seen his pencils enough to see the perspective grids he does too. And the perspective grids alone, the grid lines are so close together and so tight. Love that face. I remember that cover from Danger Girl. He did do a Danger Girl special. J. Scott Campbell must have just been thrilled. That's like if I could get Bart Sears to draw a First Man comic or a Core Draft comic, I would just go bonkers over that. Gatecrasher number 5. Woof, beautiful. What was this one? Gelady and Friends, personal work. It's kind of like Creature of the Black Lagoon spinoff in a way. Oh my God, Superman 165. If you get any issue of Superman, get 165. It's a Christmas issue. It's drawn, it's bookended, I believe, by the main artist, Ed McGuinness. But then you've got Joe Madureira, Art Adams, Rob Liefeld, Mike Rowingo, Humberto Ramos. I'm sorry if I'm missing another creator in it or two. But just a great book showing Superman drawn by these great artists. He did Superman in the Flash. Holy crap, look at these pencils. Now, this is big enough. This would be fun if I could get a nice scan of that. This would be fun in free time. What's free time? To ink. And I could say I have another Art Adams, kind of original. A couple issues of Authority he did. Tim Townsend, I believe, did the inking on them. Great stuff there. Really making Apollo at Midnight, or two of my favorite characters, look awesome. Love this cover. He even said he was trying to do it kind of a Frank Quietly. He thinks the heads are a little too big. He said he was looking at a lot of Frank Quietly. I mean, if he didn't say anything, I wouldn't have thought anything about that. But he said it, and I'm looking at him like, I can see it. But I can't even see in some of the pencil rendering a little bit of Quietly in there. I don't know who inked this because there's room for it and it doesn't say. But va-va-voom. All different Savage Dragons. Oh man, Thundercats. Good Lord, what I wouldn't give to see him draw a Thundercats miniseries. I mean, this is like, this is a tease. This is like going to a adult gentleman's club, if you will, and getting tons of private dances, if you will, And then they walk out of the room and you're just left like, oh, this is a tease. Seeing how cool a Thundercats would be by Art Adams. My God. And then I do remember Johnny Future. I got this. Love this character and this story that he did. Holy crap. I love seeing the stages of a cover getting to this final point. Very Mobius looking, and some of the way he does his cross-hatching and rendering as well. Very European. Doing some covers for DC. He did a spate. I don't know if I'm using that right or not, but it sounds right. A Superman covers for a while. I just got to go back to that. I'm sorry. Just the difference in all these tentacles and creatures and monsters. Oh my. The variety. Okay. Here we go. The Superman covers. This is the one that was printed. This was a first stab at it. Imagine getting this far in a cover and going, and then starting over. Just wow. Great Space Girl here. Aaron should contact him and go, hey, Art, can I get you to do a drawing of Kit Carter? Red Sonja. There you go. Hands around the boobs. Just hilarious. Love that. I think I did a Witchblade using that motif. Look at all this cross-hatching back there. I'm not known for doing cross-hatching like this. I wouldn't even know where to start. And especially if you mess up. I guess you just slap down some white out. Oh yeah, Avengers Classics. Who else to have do Avengers Classics covers after X-Men Classics back in the day? These were reprinting some of the first Avengers. Look at this list of characters he drew on this cover. 58 freaking characters there. I always thought it was funny too. On the first version of the Hulk, he lost a toe. You know, that was just one of those things where it's like, why would he Bruce Banner transform and two of his toes grow together? But that's how it was done. Beautiful, just beautiful. I love this, very Ditko-esque with the amount of black on Spider-Man. Oh, these issues are fantastic. By Art, I got these. Couple issues that he did. I believe Walden Wong inked these. He did this Ultimate X. Do I own Ultimate X? I get so distracted going right to the bookshelf and looking. I think I do. It's up there somewhere. Oh, there it is. Ultimate Comics X. I do. I mean, oh man. Freaking John Carter. Guys, if you didn't get this book, go to Flesk Publications. I'll link below and buy it. This is one of my favorites because I'm a huge Captain America fan. Super cool. Love the way he does the X-Men. I love this. This is the current X-Men at the time. So Scott Summers has been around a while. He's bulked up, hit the gym. This is their original X-Men when he was a teenager. Lanky and thin. Drawing some Ragnarok commissions. Just bringing Walt Simonson stuff to life. You can see some Walt influence in it. Scooby-Doo film production art. Who would guess? I mean, just, they probably didn't go for that. She's a little too sexified. But this one, I'm sure they loved of her. This I would have loved to have seen bigger just because of Blue Falcon and Dino Mutt. Even characters with lame costumes like that Captain Marvel costume, he makes look great. He did a Guardians one-shot, Guardians of the Galaxy one-shot. I highly recommend getting. Walking Dead. Look at this huge cover for Walking Dead. 6-issue connecting. Wow. Making the Falcon look good there. Cat Falcon in that costume. I mean, Art's one of those guys that you give him a lame looking costume, he makes it look good. I don't know if you can see these blue pencil. He starts everything off in blue pencil. I own a couple blue pencil things like that from X Factor. Fathom variant covers. Of course, Black Panther. I mean, Art is just known for this pose. Just love it. Guardians of the Galaxy number 19, Mary Jane variant. I love it. He draws the best looking little kids out there. If you're drawing kids and you want to do cartoony looking little kids, check out Art and the way he does it. Once again, even the way he does kids influenced a bunch of artists when they draw kids. I would love to see Arthur Adams inked by Michael Golden. Holy shit. I would love to see that Superman Flash page, for instance, inked by Michael Golden. Wow, that would be awesome. And then for a really treat, I'd love to see Arthur Adams inked by Kevin Nolan. I love the underdrawing structure stuff right here. Very Mignola looking Hellboy. Personal work. Now, we're getting up to 2020 now. Ultraman. Great hero pose landing. Walking Dead Deluxe number 1 cover. Look at that gun. Just so shiny. Strange Academy. Death. I think that's that's a painting. So, I mean, there's not much to it. It's a lot of grayscale with a little bit of color, but man, it works so nice. And great concept, too. Little Superman, Future State. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, rocking. Another book he would kill on doing a one-shot. Oh yeah, Skybound X. That was cool. Another property I would just lose my crap over. Marvel Masters of the Universe. My God, seeing him draw a He-Man book. He-Man versus the Thundercats by Arthur Adams, a one-shot. Man, if I won like the Powerball for 800 million, I would be like, Art, I want a one-shot. What am I saying? Why would I do that? I would be like, Art, I want a First Man one-shot, 22 pages. You can write it. It's got to have Monarch, Penumbra, and First Man in it all throughout. And I'll pay you $1 million because I just won 800 million after taxes, 300 million cash. And this was what was on his desk in that first picture that was huge that he was drawing. More covers because he's back doing stuff for Marvel. Little more explanations of things back here. Wolverine poster inks, Terry Austin. This one and the Wolverine from Classic X-Men 1 cover were everywhere for a few years. After I'd done my cover for Heroes for Hope, Marvel had started to make their own posters. I got a call from an editor of that department who said, hey, I want you to do a Wolverine poster based on the cover drawing that you did for Heroes for Hope. So that's what this Wolverine is. This is the beginning of the evolution of the running Wolverine. It all started with that drawing of Wolverine running on X-Men 173 by Paul Smith. Terry Austin inked this, and as you know, I'm very fond of his work. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Frankenstein on toned paper. And then, oh, look at that. Oh, wait. I'm like, look at that. And I open it up. A nice pull out at the back of the book. Look at that beautiful color. Guys, get this book. And then a little progression of the cover. And then right there, nice detail close-up and stuff. So guys, holy crap, this book is so well. Oh my God, Days of Thor's it ends with. Just look at that. Look at that beautifulness. Guys, Flesk Publications. This was a Kickstarter. I'm so glad I backed it. Go check it out. Check out Nice and Tight, the comic book pencil art of Andy Smith. That's me celebrating over 2 decades of my favorite fully penciled pages that only the inker or editors have seen. It is a 64-page oversized book. Check it out. Link in the description. Thank you for watching me. I'll catch you guys next week with another book look. Bye-bye, everybody. Nice and Tight, the comic book pencil art of Andy Smith. That's me. This book features 52 pages of some of my favorite full pencils that I did for other companies over the past 2 decades. The raw pencils as they were seen by the inker, and now you can see them for the first time. This book also comes in a digital format so you can practice your inking in your favorite program. Back it today.